Dear driving friends, I'm the FEI Director for Driving, Manuel Bandeira de Melo, and I'll take you through the driving rules modifications for 2019. The FEI driving rules modifications have been unanimously approved at the FEI General Assembly in Manama, Bahrain, last November 2018. The approved FEI driving rules for 2018 came into effect from the 1st January 2019. First modification is on Article 901, categories and levels, and where it states that para-equestrian driving, it becomes now para-driving. The reason for it is that this change is to uniform the wording for all para-equestrian disciplines. Para-equestrian driving is shortened to para-driving throughout the document. Article 906, Team Classification for Pony Championships. Point 1, the team classification will be determined by adding the score from the best athlete in the single pony class, the pair pony class, and the four-in-handing class with the lowest penalties in each competition. Only those scores of the team members who have completed all the three competitions without elimination can be counted towards the final team scores. Also in Article 923, entries World Pony Driving Championships. Point 1, a national team shall consist of 1 or 2 singles, 1 or 2 pairs, and 1 or 2 four-in-hands. Each nation is entitled to send up to a maximum of 6 athletes. Point 2 was totally removed. So the explanation for this change is that the Driving Technical Committee agreed on the changes proposed by the national federations on the composition of the team for pony championships. Chapter 4, Eligibility. Point 6, Grooms. This is new. Point 6.1, grooms on the carriage in either the driven dressage test, the cones competition, or the marathon shall be considered as participating support personnel. 6.2.1, each driver must inform the show office at the latest half an hour before the start of each competition, dressage, marathon, and cones, who is the participating support personnel. The explanation for this proposed change is that there is no additional administrative bureaucratic work except the necessary follow-up in case of an injury. The Driving Technical Committee agrees with the recommendations to have a participating support personnel registered at the show, and will study the other options next year. Article 935, Examinations and Inspection for Horses. On point 5.3, it was added, it is permitted to substitute a horse who has failed in the harness inspection before the cones. Upon re-presentation, the athlete may start the cones competition and therefore change the declaration. The explanation for this proposed change is to allow athletes that have unfit horse before the cones competition to substitute the unfit horse with another declared horse. Article 940, Harness, Carriage and Horses. Point 11, application to use devices, substances or implements. 11.2, earwoods and plugs are permitted. Earwoods may not be attached to the noseband and must allow free movement of the ears of the horse. Failure to comply will result in a 5 penalty points. This is new. On point 13.1, contravention of any paragraph of this article in competition will incur elimination of the athlete, except for 940.1.1 to 940.1.13 and 940.11.2. The explanation for this proposed change is mainly for clarification. The Driving Technical Committee agreed with the change proposed by the initial federations on the penalty points. Article 943, participation. 943.2.2.3, and this is new. An athlete with 2 entries in a World Cup qualifier must declare at the show office before the horse inspection which entry will compete for qualification, points and world ranking points. For all 3 competitions, the declared entry must start first of the 2 entries. Only the declared entry receives qualification points and world ranking points. Explanation of the proposed change. This change is to give the opportunity to top athletes to compete with more than 1 turnout in the higher level competitions. Article 946, substitutions. 946.2.1, substitution of horses or athletes during a competition is not permitted. The penalty will be disqualification. Substitution is allowed in case of a horse that is not fit to compete, as decided during the in-harness horse inspection before cones. Article 935.5.3. So the explanation for this proposed change is related to the change that was made on Article 935.5.3. Article 947, declaration of starters. Point 5, except when Article 935.5.3 applies, any special request from athletes regarding the starting order of their turnouts must be given to the technical delegate in writing within 1 hour after the horse inspection. All requests not handed as per this article may not be considered. This is also an effect from the change made on Article 935.5.3. Article 948, starting order. 941.1.1.1. The starting order, a physical draw held in the presence of the ground, or the president of the ground jury, and open to athletes. This last part is new. Also, in Article 948, on point 2.1, starting order for the dressage in CIOs and championships. The individual positions will then be determined according to the drawing of order of nations. The first nation will place its first individual athlete in any of the blocks A, C, or E. Then the second nation will place its first individual athlete, and so on. After the first round, the procedure is repeated until all individual athletes are placed. The explanation for this change is for clarity of the process of the draw for the international athletes, for the individual athletes, sorry. So, explanation for the proposed change is to clarify the process of the draw for individual athletes. Article 955, general impression. Number 1, principles. There are 2 boxes at the end of the judges' score sheets for marks on athletes and general impression and presentation, observed by the judges throughout the whole test. Number 2 is scratched. Number 3 is scratched. Number 4 is scratched. And number 3 becomes general impression and presentation. Appearance of the driver, athlete, and grooms. Correctness, cleanness, harmonizing with harness and carriage. Fitness, matching and condition of the horse. Balanced picture of the complete turnout. Clearance and fit of harness. Harmony between horse and athlete. The explanation for this proposed change is to move forward along with the FEI Dressage Department, and is proposed in order to focus the general impression mark on what the judges see and not what they think. And this is good for the understanding of the public. Article 973, obstacles. Point 4.4, wooden bridges or bridges of similar suitable constructions approved by the technical delegate with fan-shaped wings at the entrance with a bridge surface not more than 35 centimeters above the ground. The explanation for this proposed change is to give more flexibility to OCs to build new bridges to make the competition more appealing for spectators and athletes. This also applies for the AVI Driving World Cup. Article 990, shift steward. There was introduced the option for CIA 2-star and CIA 1-star to have a level 1 steward to act as shift steward upon agreement of the FEI. Explanation for this proposed change is to give the opportunity to very small organizers to hold FEI lower level events with the FEI official from their own country. This exception is only granted with the approval of the FEI. Annex 8, Oxer in Cone course. On the last paragraph, there is a change, and the wording has become now the distance between the two pairs of cones has to be measured from the balls. Explanation for this proposed change is for clarification on the wording. You can check this Rules 2019 at the FEI.org in the driving section. The FEI Driving Department and myself wishes you a fantastic season, and do not hesitate to contact us if needed. We are here for you. Don't forget to take a look on the horsemanship portal on the FEI campus, as new top knowledge courses are being published regularly. Thank you for taking your time to watch the video, and please share it with your colleagues. I hope to see you soon, and do not forget that horse welfare is always first. Thank you.